All right, people. I just got done watching Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm going to get into this. First off, I'm gonna say that I don't do fucking spoiler-free reviews, so don't even think about it. This is a full-on spoiler review. I do this shit every time. I don't know how to fucking do a spoiler-free. So this is a disclaimer. If I said something wrong or, correct me. And I'm not talking about the fucking MCU, aka Tom Holland fanboys. I'm talking about people who are actually going to correct me without calling me a dumbass first. Alright, so I saw this movie and I just want to say that this movie is hella overrated. I think it is more overrated than Spider-Verse. No, take that back. Both of them are overrated. But this movie is a fucking mess, man. It was nothing but nostalgia bait. That was it. This movie was such a fucking mess. Like, it's literally a mess. Like, you bringing in all these old villains and cramming them in, then you try and redeem them or some shit. Then you bring in all these other Spider-Man, like, and then the ending, it's just such a mess. Like, they just crammed a whole lot of shit together and just said, hey, this is No Way Home. That's basically what it was. Alright, so as you may know, the way I do fucking spoiler shit is by trying to remember everything that I can throughout the movie. So I'm going to start from the beginning. I want to say that I fucking hate how fucking jokey the fucking universe is. I want to start off with that because, like, if it was actually more serious, then it would be completely different. Instead, people are just joking around and all that shit. Like, oh my god, this dude, he, everybody knows he is Spider-Man, and I do not feel that anybody that he loves is in danger until the fucking other villains come in. So, all right, so fast forward to the fucking that Doctor Octopus part. That part was weird to me when his arms absorbed that fucking nano machine shit. That shit was weird as fuck. Uh, he started controlling the fucking arms. That kind of made no sense to me. I don't understand that part, but whatever. But yeah, he was controlling the arms. I want to say that Dr. Octopus had such a small role in this fucking movie. His role wasn't really that big, but I guess that I can't really knock him for it because he was already redeemed and all that. And plus they fixed him up and all that shit. But anyway, him being able to control his arms remotely, like Bluetooth or some shit, that shit was weird. Uh I thought that they were going to go that one Spider-Man game route where he's a Spider-Man friend or foe game. That game was pretty cool, by the way. Uh, next, I don't see the next villain we see besides Green Goblin is fucking Lizard. I don't know how Lizard's there. Like, I don't. This it makes no sense because I'm thinking about the ending at the same time. Like, Lizard was beat in the movie and the game. The game served as a fucking epilogue to the movie. And, I think he was cured and all that shit. I don't understand that part. I had to watch the movie and watch walkthroughs of the game again to see what actually happened to Lizard. But anyway, uh fucking Green Goblin, he's confused because he thought he was talking to Toby's Peter and all this shit. Then, Norman comes in, then he turns back to Goblin. Uh Him and Spider-Man fighting each other. That was honestly pretty cool. I mean, not Spider-Man, Spider-Boy, Tom Holland. That was pretty cool, honestly. Just seeing how I'm gonna bring this up later on, because what happens later on is dumb shit. This man Tom is sitting there throwing him elbows, punching him in the face, and he's just unfazed, just looking at him. And I'm like, wow. But I'm gonna bring this shit back up in the end though. But yeah, that shit was cool. Electro, you can't really feel any more sympathy for him anymore. Because, you know, he started off as a tragic villain, and now in this movie, he's just fucking power hungry. How you want to explain that? Then you also have Sandman. Why did Sandman go back to being bad? I'm gonna get back to Sandman then. Most of the shit I have to say about the villains, I have so much to say about them at the end. But I also want to say that Spider-Man beating Doctor Strange was complete nonsense. Ned and MJ were way too much involved. What else? And then it's when the other Spider-Man show up. It was at that very moment while I watched the movie, I lost it. I lost it. Like, I was supposed to be fucking crying because Toby is on screen, but I just fucking lost it. Because it was at this point, I was thinking like, this movie is just, I'm a fish. I'm a fish, and this movie has nostalgia as the fucking bait to make me come. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt that this movie was just one giant nostalgia bait. That's all it was. And I was very disappointed. But maybe I'm going a little bit too far. Let me go back to Aunt May dying. I felt absolutely nothing from it. I felt absolutely nothing throughout this whole movie until the end. And I'll get to that, by the way. But anyway, I felt nothing when she died. The whole thing I feel was like, damn, she fine as fuck, but she dying though. That's the whole thing I felt. It wasn't the fact that she was dying, it was the fact that she was fine while she was dying. If that makes sense. But yeah, I think I didn't feel none because she got hit by the fucking glider. The glider knocked her off her fucking feet, and then she got right back up and she fell right back down again. Like, that made no sense. She should have died on fucking impact. She got right back up. I'm saying, bro, at that point, you should just let her live, man. You should just let her live. And then that fucking SWAT team come in and start shooting this shit for whatever reason. That part honestly kind of reminded me of that shitty ass Candyman movie where a dude was literally on the floor dying and they came in and shot him down. But let me get away from that woke disaster. Anyway, yeah, Aunt May dies. That shit was stupid. It was also kind of like how Tony Stark died, the way they dragged it. I mean, it just took him so long to say, I am. Let me stop because the video is going to be like 5 minutes long if I try to get all that shit out. But yeah, it was very dragged on. And then right there, they get the other Spider-Man in. And as I said, I felt nothing. At that point, it was such nostalgia bait at that point. Then afterwards, when they make all these cures and all that bullshit, they all fight the villains. Now, like I said earlier, some villains redeemed themselves in the same movie, but they just went right back to being bad, and that made no sense to me. Doc Ock didn't really make sense to me because, you know, he, oh, fuck, what I want to say, he had regained control at the end of Spider-Man 2. So that didn't really make sense to me. Because he had literally told the arms, listen to me now. Listen to me now. And then he had took control right back. And they had to make another neural inhibitor chip, whatever. I already got on Lizard. I don't know how he had got through. Who else? Electro. Like I said about Electro, he became power hungry. That made no sense to me. Like, he starts off being this wimpy guy with no backbone, and now all of a sudden he's just completely power hungry. And then when he loses his powers, he said, "I'm gonna be a nobody again," and all that nonsense. And I'm sitting here like, when did you become cool though? Like this dude. So I'm guessing when you overload or some shit, you can just come back and be cool as fuck. Whatever, man. This man came back with a fade and everything, but I'm not gonna get into that. Who is the other villain? Sandman. I already got on him. Like, why is he bad again? I think that's everybody. Yeah, I think that's everybody. And then you have Green Goblin again. Now, earlier in the video, I said I liked it how they were fighting and all that shit. But this time, this fool Green Goblin get no list in. Like, oh my god, bro. You literally hyped them up to be strong as fuck and just completely overwhelming Spider-Man. He's even fucking tanking his punches without his fucking helmet. He's sitting here eating his punches without his helmet. And now he's... Oh yeah, another thing I want to bring up is that it was many occasions where Spider-Man and Green Goblin was fighting, and Green Goblin was literally just looking at him about to punch him like, bruh, what the fuck? Let that have been me in a fucking boxing match and I saw my opponent about to punch me. If you know that I know that my opponent's about to punch me, that means that my opponent has telegraphed so fucking hard that he's literally wanting me to know that he's trying to punch me. That's exactly what it was like. Bruh, this man Green Goblin, Tom Holland had got a fucking bomb. And he literally, Green Goblin is just sitting here watching him put it in his glider. And oh my god, it was happening so many times. Like, bruh, are you just slow? Basically. And then, like, here's my biggest question about the movie. So, you know, they're curing everybody and all that, but like, my question is, what is the point of all that when... See, that's why I say this movie is a mess. It seems like this movie is more of a redemption movie for the previous villains and all that. I don't understand those parts. Like, did you... It makes no sense to me. So Otto says that he was pulled when he was choking Spider-Man, meaning that I think that there was a part where Peter was trying to, take control again, and he disappeared, but he didn't remember the part where he died. But Sandman did. Like what? I don't understand. So they don't remember themselves dying, yet the other people do. They basically, how they were implying it was as if they were brought to Tom's dimension right before they died. That's basically what the movie was telling me. And back to this stupid ass fight, Green Goblin, he's sitting here literally seeing him. He's literally just looking at him about to punch him. That shit was stupid to me. And then the other Spider-Man, as I said, I'm a Toby fanboy, but they felt useless. I mean, they weren't useless, but like you could tell that they were sidelined just for Tom Holland Spider-Man, because we all know what they're capable of because we've seen it in their fucking movies. In this movie, it seemed like they were toned down just so they could all just be on equal footing and shit with Tom Holland. Like, oh my god. Like, it was so underwhelming. Seeing how Toby fought his feelings along with how Andrew fought him and all that shit, it was kind of just underwhelming. Then here's the part where I said, what was the point of trying to cure them, redeem them, and all that shit. Tom Holland, I keep calling him Tom Holland. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep calling him that. He gets his mind wiped. I mean, it was basically like one more day, but it makes no sense. So this one, I'm guessing it makes no sense. Like, nobody remembers him, but when did they not remember him? Because if I'm not mistaken, Ned and MJ were never that close until Peter. And that's the part I'm not getting. I don't understand. Like, fucking Happy was fucking Aunt May, but he didn't know who Peter was. Like, I don't understand. Oh my god, this is such a shitty write-off. Then here's the part where I actually felt sad, was when Peter was all on his own and he had that little boss with his GED book and shit. That's why I feel sad, because he's still kind of a teenager and he's on his own and all this shit. I kind of feel sad on that part, but that's about it. And then that stupid ass post credit scene with Venom, bruh. I did not see when Venom literally detached himself from Tom Hardy. I mean Eddie Brock. I did not see that. So apparently a little small drop of Venom had detached himself from Eddie Brock right before he had disappeared, staying in fucking Tom Holland's universe to hint at Black Suit Spider-Man. But what doesn't make sense to me was like, huh? So if you can do this for fucking MCU Spider-Man, why couldn't you do this for Carnage? Because you literally had this guy just walk up and bite his fucking hand to get the symbiote. Oh my god. Alright, as I said earlier in the video, if I got anything wrong, please address that. I know I missed a lot of parts, but whatever. Just comment that shit. But all I'm saying is that this movie was an overrated mess. It was good at first, but like, it was, a lot of things were so forced just to happen. It is such an overrated movie. It is just nostalgia bait. That's all it is. The entire premise of the movie is nostalgia bait. Ever since Spider-Verse, Sony just said, fuck it, we're just rolling out this fucking multiverse where other Spider-Man can meet each other, completely ignoring the foundation of the character, whatever. I think that's it. I think that this movie is a mess, and it's just one big nostalgia bait. Correct me on anything where I was wrong. Address anything that I might have missed. And that's about it, man. I know I missed some things, but those were the biggest things I was thinking about. If I was to rate this movie, I would give it like a 6 out of 10, I think. It was just that messy. It was just one big mess. Oh, wait. Before I even close the video, I also want to bring up another thing. So, in the movie, they cured Sandman, but my problem is like, okay, you cured Sandman, but you took away his powers. So once he go back to his universe, he's not going to have his powers. He's still a fugitive. So he can just get arrested just like that. I don't get it, man. What's the point of curing Sandman? That's the shit I'm talking about, man. As soon as he goes back to his universe, he's fucked. Because he's going... This man not even gonna teleport in the streets or some shit. He's just gonna teleport in jail. I also want to bring up another part that didn't make sense. Electro never knew who Peter actually was. The spell brought in the spell brought in people who knew that Peter was Spider-Man. But Electro never knew that Peter was Spider-Man. So why the hell is he there? And then that bullshit ass Miles Morales reference. Oh, I know there's a black Spider-Man somewhere. That shit was so stupid, bro. I knew that they were gonna bring Miles Morales into this because they can't help just to bring in Black Spider-Man. Last thing I want to say is those stupid ass jokey callbacks that Toby and Andrew kept doing. In their fucking universe, any callback they had wasn't, it wasn't necessarily as jokey as it was until they got into this fucking movie. Because, the fucking over comedy with the fucking MCU is a thing now. And just seeing that bullshit was so fucking stupid. I mean, it wasn't entirely stupid, but, it was just like, what's the point? It's just so apparent that they're just doing so many callbacks and references at this point. Like, we know that, I swear, it came a point in the movie where I was like, I know that he's going to say this and I know he's going to say that. It happens every fucking time. Oh my gosh.